Closer home, Sri Lanka is in a fix. This weekend, Sri Lankan President Gotabaya Rajapaksa spoke to Prime Minister Modi just over a week before a crucial vote at the United Nations Human Rights Council. Colombo wants to avoid a defeat on the world stage and escape global scrutiny on the issue of human rights, especially after its recent decision to ban the burqa and close 1,000 Islamic schools. Here's a report.
Over the weekend, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi received a phone call. On the other side was the Sri Lankan President Gotabaya Rajapaksa. Press release from New Delhi says, among other things, the two leaders discussed cooperation in multilateral forums. This statement says a lot more, but mention of multilateral forums stands out. Next week, Sri Lanka faces a crucial vote at the UN Human Rights Council in Geneva. And it's bad news for Colombo. The resolution is backed by Canada and the UK. It says the human rights situation in Sri Lanka is deteriorating. Civilian government functions are being militarized. Institutions like the judiciary are losing their independence. Minorities are being marginalized, and the civil society and media is facing intimidation. When this scathing resolution comes up for a vote in Geneva, Sri Lanka reportedly wants India's support. Will they get it? India can choose to abstain, but Colombo cannot be sure. A statement made by an Indian diplomat in Geneva signals that India is unhappy with Sri Lanka. Last month, India said the UN Human Rights Chief's report on Sri Lanka raises important concerns. There was also a mention of respecting the rights of the Tamil community. India was referring to this report from January, released by the UN Human Rights Chief. It says Sri Lanka is on an alarming path towards the recurrence of grave human rights violations. The report says since taking power, the Sri Lankan president has appointed at least 28 serving of former military and intelligence personnel. They have been given key administrative posts in the government. This includes senior military officials who were implicated by the United Nations in alleged war crimes and crimes against humanity during the civil war that ended close to 12 years ago.
The High Commission also recommends states to consider targeted sanctions, such as travel bans and assets freeze against credibly alleged perpetrators of grave human rights violations.
New Delhi has more reasons to be upset with Colombo. Sri Lanka recently refused to honor a port agreement with Japan and India and went ahead with an energy project with a Chinese company close to the coast of Tamil Nadu. The Rajapaksa government says it has offered an alternative terminal project. With the vote at the UNHRC looming, the Sri Lankan Foreign Secretary said last month in an interview that India cannot abandon us. The Modi government has a choice to listen to that appeal and abstain from the vote. But if it chooses to send a message, Sri Lanka might struggle to defend itself at the UN. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.